What if everything you've been told about success and wealth is only scratching the surface? What if you could unlock the real blueprint to extraordinary success and wealth? Not just for today, but for your entire life. Do you want to know what it takes to break through the noise and create real, lasting wealth? Are you ready to stop living an average life and start living a life that reflects your true potential? In this video, we're diving deep into the powerful strategies that lead to extraordinary wealth and success. I'm going to reveal the mindset shifts, the daily habits, and the unwavering actions you need to take to build real wealth. If you're ready to stop making excuses, stop waiting for things to magically change, and start taking control of your financial future, then stay with me until the end. This is the blueprint that will change everything for you. Don't miss it. Number 1. Master your mind and control your daily decisions. Mastering your mind and controlling your daily decisions is the foundation of everything. Success doesn't begin with luck or talent. It starts in the mind. It starts with the thoughts you allow yourself to believe and the choices you make every single day. Most people don't understand just how powerful their mind is. They let their thoughts wander aimlessly. They allow distractions, doubts, and emotions to take control. They wake up every day and let the world decide how they should feel, what they should do, and what kind of life they should live. But here's the truth. If you don't take charge of your mind, someone else will. If you don't decide how your day will go, the world will decide for you. And the world does not have your best interests in mind. Everything in life is a decision. The way you respond to challenges is a decision. The way you react to failure is a decision. The way you treat people, the way you spend your time, the way you handle stress, every single one of these things is a choice. The problem is, most people don't see it that way. They think their life is shaped by circumstances, by their past, by what other people say or do. They don't realize that at any moment, they have the power to take control. Now you might say, Jim, I can't control everything. That's right. You can't control the weather. You can't control the economy. You can't control other people. But you can always control how you think and what you do. And that's what separates successful people from everyone else. They don't waste time complaining. They don't sit around blaming their past, their parents, or their problems. They focus on what they can control, how they think, and what they choose to do every single day. If you want success, you have to train your mind like an athlete trains their body. You have to be aware of what's going on up here. You can't allow negativity to live in your head. You can't let fear run your life. You can't let doubt steal your future. You have to take charge. You have to decide what kind of thoughts you will entertain and which ones you will reject. So how do you do it? How do you take control of your mind? It starts the moment you wake up. The first thoughts you have in the morning set the tone for your entire day. If you wake up and say, I'm tired, I don't feel like doing anything, today's going to be rough, guess what? That's exactly how your day will go. Your mind believes what you tell it. Successful people wake up with intention. They don't leave their mood up to chance. They don't wait to feel motivated. They create motivation. They remind themselves of their goals. They decide that today will be productive, no matter how they feel. They take control of their mindset before the world has a chance to do it for them. And it doesn't stop in the morning. Every moment of the day, you have a choice. Do you let distractions pull you away from your goals? Or do you stay focused? Do you react emotionally to problems? Or do you stay calm and find solutions? Do you let small failures discourage you? Or do you learn from them and keep going? Your mind is like a battlefield. Every day you're in a fight against negativity, against laziness, against fear. And if you don't take control, you will lose. You have to guard your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. One of the biggest reasons people don't succeed is because they don't manage their emotions. They let frustration take over. They let fear stop them. They let one bad day turn into a bad week, then a bad month, then a bad year. They think, I'm just not in the mood today, and they let that dictate their actions. But here's something successful people understand. Your feelings are not in charge. Your feelings do not control you. You control them. You don't wait to feel motivated. You get up and take action, and motivation follows. You don't wait for the perfect mood to start working on your goals. You start, and your mood adjusts. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And that's what separates winners from the rest. So what does this look like in real life? It looks like deciding, every single day, that you will take responsibility for your life. It looks like refusing to make excuses. It looks like eliminating distractions and making time for what truly matters. It looks like choosing progress over comfort. You don't let a bad morning ruin your whole day. You don't let failure stop you. You don't let fear hold you back. When you train your mind to stay focused, to stay disciplined, and to stay positive, you become unstoppable. And here's the key. You have to practice this every day. This isn't something you do once and forget about. It's a daily commitment. Just like you don't go to the gym once and expect to be fit for life, you don't take control of your mind once and expect it to stay strong forever. You have to work on it every single day. You start by setting clear goals. Know exactly what you want. When your mind is focused on a goal, it becomes easier to ignore distractions. When you have a vision for your life, your decisions become clear. You don't waste time on things that don't align with your future. Then you create habits that reinforce your success. You wake up early, you read, you exercise. You invest in yourself. You surround yourself with people who push you to be better. You cut out negativity. You make decisions that align with the person you want to become. And most importantly, you keep going. No matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, you don't stop. You don't give up. You don't let temporary setbacks destroy your long-term vision. You remind yourself why you started, and you keep moving forward. Success is not about luck. It's not about intelligence. It's about making the right choices every single day. It's about mastering your mind and taking control of your decisions. It's about refusing to be a victim and choosing to be the creator of your own future. So starting today, take charge of your mind. Control your thoughts. Control your decisions. Take responsibility for your actions. Set goals. Build discipline. Keep pushing forward. And never ever settle for anything less than the success you are capable of achieving. Number 2, build unshakable discipline and take consistent massive action. Discipline is the foundation of success. It is the one thing that separates those who achieve extraordinary results from those who live with regret. Without discipline, dreams stay dreams. Plans never turn into reality. People talk about success. They wish for success, but they never reach it because they lack the discipline to do what is necessary. The truth is, success is not built on motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you wake up feeling inspired, and other days you don't. If you rely on motivation alone, you will fail. The people who succeed, the people who change their lives, they do it because they build unshakable discipline. They do what needs to be done, no matter how they feel. They take massive action every single day. Whether they are tired, busy, or discouraged, discipline is making yourself do the things you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing them. It is getting up early to work on your goals. It is saying no to distractions. It is pushing through discomfort. It is choosing long-term success over short-term pleasure. And it is the only way to take control of your future. The problem is, most people lack discipline because they make decisions based on how they feel in the moment. They wake up and check their phone instead of working on themselves. They know they should exercise, but they skip it because they're tired. They know they should invest in their skills, but they choose entertainment instead. They let their emotions dictate their actions, and because of that, they stay stuck in the same place year after year. Successful people don't do this. They don't wait to feel motivated. They don't let their emotions decide their future. They commit to their goals, and they follow through. No matter what, they understand that discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. The less you use it, the weaker it becomes. And if you don't have discipline, you will never have freedom. So how do you build unshakable discipline? How do you become the kind of person who takes action every single day, without making excuses? It starts with making a decision. You must decide that success is not optional. You must commit to your goals like your life depends on them, because it does. The way you live today determines your future. The habits you build now will decide where you end up in 5 years. If you take discipline seriously, you will create a life of freedom, wealth, and success. If you don't, you will spend your life struggling, wishing you had done more. Once you make that decision, the next step is to take control of your time. Time is the most valuable resource you have. You cannot waste it. You cannot afford to let days go by without making progress. Every day, you must wake up with a plan. You must know exactly what needs to be done and when you will do it. You cannot leave your schedule up to chance. If you don't plan your time, distractions will steal it from you. Successful people guard their time like their life depends on it. They don't waste hours scrolling through their phones. They don't spend their evenings watching meaningless content. They don't let other people's priorities control their schedule. They structure their day for maximum productivity, and they follow that schedule with discipline. Discipline also means setting standards for yourself. Too many people accept average effort. They work hard only when they feel like it. They give up when things get difficult. If you want to build unshakable discipline, you must raise your standards. You must demand more from yourself. If you say you're going to do something, you follow through. If you set a goal, you do whatever it takes to reach it. You don't allow yourself to make excuses. You don't negotiate with laziness. You don't tolerate mediocrity. Now, building discipline is not easy. It is uncomfortable. It requires sacrifice. It requires you to push yourself past your limits. And that is why so few people succeed. Most people are not willing to be uncomfortable. They are not willing to delay gratification. They give in to distractions. They choose comfort over progress. They quit when things get hard. But the truth is, everything worthwhile requires discipline. If you want to build wealth, you must be disciplined with your money. You must save, invest, and make smart financial decisions every day. If you want to be successful in business, you must be disciplined with your work. You must show up early, put in the hours, and do the hard tasks that others avoid. If you want a strong body, you must be disciplined with your health. You must exercise consistently, eat the right foods, and take care of yourself, even when you don't feel like it. Every area of life rewards discipline. The more disciplined you are, the more control you have. The less disciplined you are, the more you struggle. If you lack discipline, your emotions will control you. Your bad habits will control you. Other people will control you. You will live a life of regret, knowing you could have done more. Now, discipline is not just about working hard. It is also about working smart. You must focus on the right things. You must take massive action in the areas that matter most. Too many people work hard on things that do not bring results. They stay busy, but they don't move forward. If you want real success, you must be strategic. You must know exactly what actions will bring you closer to your goals. And you must commit to taking those actions every single day. Massive action means you do more than what is expected. You don't just do enough to get by. You go all in. You put in extra hours. You go the extra mile. You push past your comfort zone. You do more than what the average person is willing to do. Because success does not come to those who do the minimum. It comes to those who demand more from themselves and take relentless action. Most people fail because they stop too soon. They work hard for a while, but when they don't see instant results, they quit. They lose momentum. They let doubt creep in. But success requires consistency. You don't see results in a week. You don't see results in a month. You see results when you keep going, day after day, without stopping. So ask yourself, are you taking massive action? Are you putting in the work every single day, without excuses? Are you staying disciplined when it gets hard? Or are you letting distractions and laziness take control? Because the truth is, you get exactly what you put in. If you give average effort, you will get average results. If you give 100%, you will get extraordinary results. It is that simple. Discipline and massive action will change your life. But you must commit. You must make it non-negotiable. You must decide, right now, that you will not settle for anything less than success. So starting today, hold yourself to a higher standard. Take control of your time. Eliminate distractions. Build habits that align with your goals. Push yourself every single day. Take massive action. And never stop until you reach your full potential. Because the future belongs to those who are disciplined enough to create it. Number 3. Surround yourself with winners and cut out negativity. Your environment shapes your life. The people you spend time with, the conversations you have, the influences you allow into your mind, all of it determines where you end up. If you surround yourself with winners, with people who push themselves to grow, who demand more from life, who hold themselves to high standards, then you will rise to that level. But if you spend your time around negativity, around people who complain, who make excuses, who settle for less, then you will be pulled down. Most people never reach their full potential because they surround themselves with the wrong influences. They allow negative voices to shape their thinking. They stay around people who doubt them, who discourage them, who tell them to be realistic, who make them feel guilty for wanting more, and because of that, they never break free. They stay stuck in the same cycle, living the same life year after year, never moving forward. You must protect your mind. You must be intentional about the energy you allow into your life. If someone is always complaining, always blaming, always making excuses, you cannot afford to let that influence you, because negativity is contagious, doubt is contagious, fear is contagious. If you surround yourself with people who think small, who settle, who accept mediocrity, that mindset will rub off on you. And if you let it, it will destroy your dreams before they even begin. Successful people understand this. They do not tolerate negativity. They do not allow toxic influences into their mind. They surround themselves with winners. They seek out people who challenge them, who inspire them, who push them to be better. They build relationships with people who think bigger, who expect more, who take action. They create an environment that forces them to grow. You must do the same. You must look at the people around you and ask yourself, are they pushing me forward or holding me back? Are they challenging me to be my best? Or are they making it easy for me to stay the same? Are they building me up? Or are they draining my energy? Because the truth is, some people are anchors. They hold you down. They fill your mind with doubt. They distract you from your goals. And if you let them, they will keep you stuck for the rest of your life. You must recognize this and make a decision. You must decide that your future is more important than keeping everyone happy. This is not about arrogance. This is not about thinking you are better than others. This is about choosing your future over your past. This is about protecting your mindset, protecting your dreams, protecting your potential. Some people will not understand your decision. They will say you've changed. They will try to make you feel guilty. They will try to pull you back to their level, but you cannot let that stop you. Because if you give in, if you let their words control you, if you allow their negativity to influence you, you will regret it. Now, cutting out negativity does not mean you hate people. It does not mean you are rude. It simply means you set boundaries. It means you do not engage in conversations that drain your energy. It means you do not waste time arguing with people who are committed to staying the same. It means you choose to spend your time with people who lift you up, who encourage you, who help you grow. So where do you find these people? How do you surround yourself with winners? You start by becoming one. If you want to attract disciplined people, become disciplined. If you want to attract ambitious people, become ambitious. If you want to be surrounded by winners, you must act like one first. Because like attracts like, winners recognize each other. They see the hunger in each other's eyes. They respect action. They respect discipline. And when you start living at that level, you will naturally attract others who do the same. You must also put yourself in the right environments. If you are always in places where people waste time, where people settle, where people complain, you will not find winners there. You must seek out new environments. You must go to places where people are striving for more, where people are learning, growing, and taking action. Read books written by successful people, listen to their words, learn their habits. If you cannot find winners in your immediate surroundings, then study them from a distance. Learn from the greatest minds in history, absorb their wisdom. Let their words shape your thinking, because what you feed your mind determines your future. You must also be willing to outgrow relationships that no longer serve you. This is one of the hardest things to do, but it is necessary. If someone is not growing, if they are not supporting your journey, if they are bringing negativity into your life, you must be willing to let go. Some relationships are seasonal, some people are meant to be in your life for a time, but not forever. And if you try to hold on to everyone, you will slow yourself down. You cannot take everyone with you. You must be willing to move forward, even if it means walking alone for a while. Because when you grow, you will attract new people. When you level up, you will meet others who are on the same path. You will also face resistance. Some people will try to discourage you. They will tell you that you are being too extreme, that you are taking things too seriously, that you need to relax. But understand this, those who settle for less will always try to pull others down to their level, because your growth reminds them of their stagnation. Your ambition makes them uncomfortable. Your success makes them question their own choices. Do not let that stop you. Do not let their words weaken your resolve. Stay focused, stay disciplined, stay committed to surrounding yourself with people who elevate you, who push you to be better, who expect more from you. Because when you surround yourself with winners, everything changes. Your mindset shifts, your standards rise, your habits improve, your results multiply. You start to think bigger, you start to take bolder action, you start to believe in yourself at a higher level. So make the decision today. Look at your environment, look at the people in your life. Ask yourself, are they pushing me forward, or are they holding me back? And if the answer is not clear, you already know what to do. Surround yourself with winners, cut out negativity, protect your mind, protect your future, and watch how your life transforms.
Number 4. Develop high-income skills and create multiple income streams. Wealth does not come by accident. Success is not something you stumble upon. It is built step by step with skill, discipline, and strategy. If you want financial freedom, you must take control of your earning potential. You must develop high-income skills and create multiple streams of income. This is not just about making more money. It is about securing your future, protecting your family, and designing a life on your terms. Too many people rely on one source of income. They depend on a single paycheck, a single job, a single stream. And because of that, they live in fear. They live paycheck to paycheck, hoping nothing goes wrong, hoping the company doesn't downsize, hoping the economy doesn't shift. That is not freedom. That is not security. That is financial risk. You must put yourself in a position where no one can control your income. No single event, no single decision from someone else should be able to wipe out your financial stability. You do that by developing skills that make you valuable. You do that by creating multiple ways to earn. You do that by becoming the kind of person who can always generate income, no matter the circumstances. So where do you start? You start with skills. Not just any skills, high-income skills. Skills that people pay for, skills that businesses need, skills that create value in the marketplace, because income follows value. If you are valuable, you will always have opportunities. If you bring something to the table that others cannot, you will never struggle to make money. Look at the world today. What are the skills that are in demand? What are the skills that companies are willing to pay for? What are the skills that entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals need? The answer is everywhere. Sales, marketing, negotiation, communication, leadership, investing, technology. These are all high-income skills. These are the skills that create wealth. If you can sell, you will never be broke. If you understand how to market a product, a service, or an idea, you will always have a way to generate income. If you can lead, if you can manage people, if you can solve problems, you will always be in demand. And if you understand money, if you know how to invest, how to grow wealth, how to make money work for you, then you will never be controlled by money. So the question is, which skill will you develop? Which skill will you commit to mastering? Because the truth is, most people do not lack opportunities. They lack skills. They lack the ability to provide value at a level that demands high income. And because of that, they stay stuck at the same level for years, making the same money, living the same life, never breaking through. If you want to change your financial future, you must become valuable. You must develop skills that separate you from the crowd. You must be willing to put in the time, the effort, the discipline to master something that pays well. Once you develop a high-income skill, the next step is to create multiple income streams. This is where financial security comes from.
This is how you escape the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. If you only have one source of income, you are always one step away from financial disaster. But if you have multiple streams, you have security, you have options, you have the ability to take risks, to invest, to grow your wealth. So how do you create multiple streams of income? You start by leveraging your skills. If you have a high income skill, you can use it in different ways. If you are great at sales, you can sell for a company, you can start your own business, you can do freelance work, you can teach others how to sell. If you are good at marketing, you can work for a company, you can build your own brand, you can help businesses grow, you can create digital products. If you are a great communicator, you can speak, you can write, you can consult, you can train. The key is to think bigger. Do not limit yourself to one stream of income when you have the ability to create many. Look at your skills and ask yourself, how can I use this skill in more than one way? How can I turn this into different sources of income? Then as you generate more income, do not waste it. Do not spend it on things that do not build your future. Use it to create more income. Invest in assets that pay you. Buy things that grow in value. Start businesses, acquire properties, build systems that generate money even when you are not working. Because true wealth is not just about earning more. It is about creating income that continues to grow. It is about setting up streams that pay you, even when you are sleeping, even when you take a break, even when you step away. Now this requires discipline. This requires patience. Because most people make the mistake of increasing their spending as soon as they increase their income. They develop a high income skill. They start making more money. And instead of investing it, they spend it. They buy liabilities. They increase their lifestyle. And because of that, they stay trapped in the cycle. Do not fall into that trap. Use your income wisely. Use it to build more income. Use it to create freedom. If you are serious about wealth, if you are serious about success, then commit to this process. Develop high income skills, master them, become valuable, then turn those skills into multiple streams of income. This is how you build financial security. This is how you create freedom. This is how you take control of your life. It will not happen overnight. It will not be easy. But if you stay committed, if you stay disciplined, if you refuse to settle for less, then you will create a life that most people only dream about. Because wealth is not luck. Success is not an accident. It is a choice. It is built with skills, with strategy, with smart financial decisions. So make the choice today. Develop skills that pay well. Create income streams that give you security. Take control of your financial future. And never again depend on one source of income. Because when you control your income, you control your life.
Number 5. Set massive goals and work relentlessly every single day. Success is not a mystery. It is not something that only a few lucky people get to experience. It is a formula, a process, a series of deliberate steps taken over time. And one of the most important steps is setting massive goals and working relentlessly every single day to achieve them. If you do not have clear, ambitious goals, you will drift through life. You will wake up each day, go through the motions, and wonder why nothing changes. But when you set a goal so big that it excites you and challenges you, you give yourself a reason to push forward. Most people set small goals because they are afraid of failing. They aim for what is easy, what is comfortable, what they think they can achieve without too much effort. But small goals do not inspire action. They do not push you to grow. They do not create the kind of urgency that makes success inevitable. If you want an extraordinary life, you must set goals that demand extraordinary effort. You must aim higher than you ever thought possible. Now, some people will tell you to be realistic. They will say that setting big goals is risky, that you should play it safe. But if you listen to them, you will live an average life. You will never know what you are truly capable of. Because the truth is, most people do not fail because they set their goals too high. They fail because they set them too low. They fail because they do not give themselves a target worth chasing. When you set massive goals, something changes inside you. You start to think differently. You start to act differently. You wake up with purpose. You move with energy. You make decisions with clarity. You stop making excuses. You stop wasting time. Because now you have something worth fighting for. But setting goals is not enough. You must back them up with relentless action every single day. Because goals without action are just wishes.
And wishing does not create success. Wishing does not build wealth. Wishing does not change your life. What changes your life is the work, the discipline, the commitment to showing up every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. Success is not about doing what is easy. It is about doing what is necessary. It is about pushing forward when most people would quit. It is about staying focused when distractions are everywhere. And here is something most people do not understand. Progress does not happen overnight. It does not happen in a single moment. It happens in the small, consistent actions you take every day. It happens when you stay committed, even when no one is watching. It happens when you do the hard things, even when you do not feel like it. Every great success story is built on relentless daily effort. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to stop. They are the ones who keep going, who keep learning, who keep improving. They are the ones who do not make excuses. Some days you will not feel like working. Some days you will be tired. Some days you will wonder if it is worth it. And this is where most people fail, because they only work when they feel motivated. They only take action when it is convenient. But if you only work when you feel like it, you will never reach your goals. You must train yourself to work no matter what, to take action even when you do not feel inspired, to push forward even when progress feels slow, because every small step you take adds up. Every effort you make compounds over time. Every day that you stay consistent brings you closer to your goal. Think about it. If you improve by just 1% every day, where will you be in a year? You will be a completely different person. Your skills will be sharper. Your mindset will be stronger. Your results will be undeniable. But that only happens if you stay committed. Now, some people will tell you that hard work is overrated, that you should look for shortcuts, that you should find an easy way. But those people are lying to you. There are no shortcuts. There is no easy way. If you want success, you must earn it. You must put in the time, the effort, the discipline. But here is the good news. Hard work pays off. The more effort you put in, the more results you will get. The more consistent you are, the more progress you will see. The more disciplined you become, the more unstoppable you will be. And here is the truth. Most people quit too soon. They work for a few weeks, a few months, and when they do not see results right away, they give up. They convince themselves that it is not possible. But success does not work that way. Success is not something that happens instantly. It is something that builds over time. Think about a tree. You plant the seed, and for weeks you see nothing. But underground, the roots are growing. The foundation is being built. And then one day the tree breaks through the surface. It starts to grow, and it keeps growing. This is how success works. The early work, the unseen effort, the daily grind, it all adds up. And then one day everything changes. So do not give up too soon. Do not expect instant results. Trust the process. Stay consistent. Keep working. Because if you refuse to quit, you will succeed. Now, if you are serious about success, I want you to do something today. I want you to write down a goal so big that it scares you. A goal that excites you, that challenges you, that forces you to grow. And then I want you to commit to working on it every single day. Not once a week. Not when you feel like it. Every single day. Because that is what it takes. If you want an extraordinary life, you must be willing to put in extraordinary effort. If you want to be great, you must be willing to do what most people are not. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop making excuses. Set massive goals. Work relentlessly every single day. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Stay hungry. And I promise you, if you do this, success will not be a possibility. It will be inevitable.
Number 6. Eliminate excuses and take full responsibility for success. Success begins the moment you decide that you are fully responsible for your life. No more excuses. No more blaming others. No more waiting for the perfect time. If you want success, you must take full control of your decisions, your actions, and your future. The problem is, most people do not want to hear this.
They want to believe that their struggles are someone else's fault. They want to believe that life is unfair, that the odds are stacked against them, that they are just unlucky. But as long as you believe that, you will never be free. Excuses do nothing for you. They keep you stuck. They make you weak. They steal your power. Every time you say, "I can't," because you give away control. You tell yourself that your situation is bigger than you. But the truth is, no situation is stronger than a person who refuses to quit. No challenge is greater than the human will when it is fully committed. So you must stop making excuses. Stop blaming your past. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming where you grew up. None of that matters anymore. What matters is what you do next. What matters is the choices you make today. Look around you. Look at the people who are succeeding. Look at the people who are winning. Do you think they all had an easy life? Do you think they were handed everything? No. Many of them started with nothing. Many of them faced hardship, failure, and rejection. But they refused to let that define them. They refused to let their past determine their future. Now ask yourself, why not you? Why can't you be successful? Why can't you be wealthy? Why can't you change your life? The only thing stopping you is the story you keep telling yourself, the excuses you keep making, the lies you keep believing. But if you change your story, you change your life. Because here is the truth. Success is never about circumstances. It is about decisions. Two people can grow up in the same environment, face the same struggles, but one will rise while the other stays stuck. Because one of them took responsibility. One of them decided that no matter what happened, they would win. And that is what you must do. Right now, today, you must decide that no matter what obstacles stand in your way, you will not stop. You will not wait for permission. You will not wait for things to get easier. You will take action. You will take full responsibility. And here is something important. You are responsible not just for your success, but for your failures. If you do not get the results you want, it is not bad luck. It is not someone else's fault. It is because of the choices you made. And that is good news. Because if your choices got you here, that means different choices can take you somewhere else. But most people do not want to hear that. They would rather believe that life is against them. They would rather complain about how hard things are. They would rather wait for things to change instead of changing themselves. But you cannot afford to think like that. If you want to win, you must be different. You must take charge. The moment you stop making excuses, everything changes. You start to look for solutions instead of problems. You start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You stop waiting for things to happen, and you start making things happen. You move differently. You think differently. You become the kind of person who gets things done. And here is something you need to understand. Taking responsibility does not mean everything will be easy. It does not mean success will come overnight. It does not mean you will never fail. But it does mean that when you fail, you will learn. It does mean that when things get hard, you will keep going. It does mean that no matter what happens, you will not quit. Because quitting is a choice. Just like success is a choice. And you are the only one who can make that decision. So today, I want you to do something. I want you to think about every excuse you have ever made. Every time you have told yourself you can't. Every time you have blamed someone else for your problems. And then I want you to let it go. Right now, let it go. Because from this moment forward, excuses are no longer part of your life. From this moment forward, you take full responsibility for your success. From this moment forward, you own every decision, every action, and every result. No more blaming, no more waiting, no more complaining. You have the power to change your life. You have the ability to create success. But you must take full responsibility. You must eliminate excuses. You must take action every single day. And if you do that, nothing can stop you. Nothing can hold you back. Nothing can keep you from becoming the person you were meant to be. Your future is in your hands. What will you do with it? Number 7. Invest in personal growth and never stop learning. Success is not something you stumble upon. It is something you build. And the foundation of that success is personal growth. If you do not grow, your life will not grow. If you do not improve, your results will not improve. The key to achieving everything you want is investing in yourself. Because when you grow, everything in your life follows. Most people never think about this. They go through life reacting to everything around them. They wait for opportunities instead of creating them. They hope things get better instead of becoming better themselves. But life does not work that way. You do not get what you wish for. You get what you work for. And the most important work you will ever do is on yourself. The best investment you can ever make is in your own mind, your skills, your knowledge, your mindset. These are the things that will determine your future. If you are not where you want to be, it is because you have not developed yourself enough to get there. Success is not about luck. It is about preparation. It is about being ready when the opportunity comes. And the only way to be ready is to never stop learning. You must commit to growing every single day. Not once a week, not once a month, every single day. You must read books. You must listen to those who have done what you want to do. You must study success like your future depends on it. Because it does. Every piece of knowledge you gain gives you an advantage. Every new skill you develop increases your value. But most people do not do this. They finish school and think they are done learning. They settle into their routines and never challenge themselves again. And then they wonder why nothing changes. They wonder why they struggle. They wonder why they feel stuck. It is because they stopped growing. And when you stop growing, you start dying. If you want more in life, you must become more. If you want success, you must grow into the person who deserves success. You do that by feeding your mind, by surrounding yourself with people who challenge you, by pushing yourself to improve every single day. Think about this. Every skill you do not have is costing you opportunities. Every weakness you refuse to fix is holding you back. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you make success harder for yourself. But the good news is, you can change this. You can develop yourself. You can learn new skills. You can improve your thinking. You can become smarter, stronger, more valuable. And when you do, your life will change. There are no limits to what you can achieve if you commit to personal growth. But most people will not do it. They will say they do not have time. They will say they are too busy. They will say it is too hard. But those are just excuses. The truth is, they do not want it bad enough. Because when you truly want something, you make time. You find a way. You do whatever it takes. So if you are serious about success, you must develop the habit of learning. You must dedicate time every day to improving yourself. Even if it is just 30 minutes. Even if it is just one book a month. Even if it is just one skill at a time. Every step forward makes a difference. Because here is something most people do not understand. Your income, your success, your happiness, all of it is tied to your personal growth. The better you become, the better your life becomes. If you increase your knowledge, you increase your value. If you increase your value, you increase your opportunities. And if you increase your opportunities, success is inevitable. Think about the people who are winning, the people who are achieving their goals, the people who are living the life they want. They are not lucky. They are not special. They did the work. They invested in themselves. They put in the time to grow. And that is why they are successful. Now ask yourself, what are you doing to grow? What are you doing every day to become better? What skills are you learning? What books are you reading? What knowledge are you gaining? If the answer is nothing, that is the problem. That is why you are not where you want to be. But the good news is, you can change it. You can start today. You can pick up a book. You can listen to an audio program. You can take a course. You can study the greats. You can do something, anything, to grow. And if you do that consistently, your life will never be the same. But it is not just about knowledge. It is about action. You must apply what you learn. You must take what you read, what you hear, what you study, and put it to work. Because knowledge without action is useless. Growth without execution is meaningless. So today, make a decision. Make a commitment to never stop learning. Make a commitment to invest in yourself. Make a commitment to grow every single day, because your future depends on it. And remember this, your success is in your hands. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. You must create it. You must build it. You must earn it. And the first step is to invest in yourself. Because when you grow, everything in your life grows with you. Number 8. Turn failures into lessons and keep pushing forward. Failure is not the end. Failure is a lesson. It is life's way of asking you, are you willing to try again? Are you willing to get back up? Every person who has ever achieved success has failed. Every person who has ever built something great has made mistakes. Every person who has ever reached the top has been knocked down. The difference is, they did not quit. They did not see failure as a reason to stop. They saw it as a reason to learn, to improve, to grow. Most people are afraid of failure. They avoid it. They see it as a sign that they are not good enough, that they should give up. But that is not true. The only real failure is quitting. The only real failure is giving up on yourself. If you keep going, if you keep learning, if you keep trying, you have not failed. You have only taken another step toward success. Think about this. Every time you fail, you learn something. Every mistake teaches you a lesson. Every setback makes you stronger. If you pay attention, failure gives you exactly what you need to improve. But most people do not see it that way. They take failure personally. They let it destroy their confidence. They let it stop them from trying again. But that is a choice. And you can make a different choice. You can choose to see failure as a teacher. You can choose to take every mistake and turn it into wisdom. You can choose to look at every setback and ask, what can I learn from this? How can I be better next time? When you do that, failure stops being something to fear. It becomes something to use. It becomes a tool that helps you grow. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall over and over again, but they do not stop. They do not cry and say, walking is not for me. They get back up. They try again. And eventually they walk. That is how success works. You try, you fall, you get back up, you keep going until you get it right. The truth is, failure is part of the process. You will never achieve anything great without it. You will never grow without it. You will never become the person you need to be without experiencing setbacks. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail the most and keep going anyway. But here is what most people do. They fail once, and they stop. They try something. It does not work, and they quit. They tell themselves they are not good enough. They decide success is for other people. And that is why they never make it. It is not because they are not capable. It is because they were not willing to keep pushing forward. If you want success, you must change the way you see failure. You must understand that every successful person has failed more times than they can count. The difference is, they did not let it break them. They used it to build themselves. They took every lesson, every mistake, every setback, and they got better. They kept moving forward, no matter what. Think about the greatest athletes, the greatest business leaders, the greatest inventors. Do you think they got it right the first time? Do you think they never failed? No. They failed more than most people. They made more mistakes than most people. But they refused to give up. That is why they succeeded. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. Was fired from his own company. But they did not stop. They did not let failure define them. They used it to get better. They used it to come back stronger. So ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What failure is stopping you from moving forward? What mistake are you letting define you? Because the truth is that failure is not the end. It is a lesson. It is an opportunity to grow. It is a test to see how badly you want success. If you want to achieve your goals, you must be willing to fail. You must be willing to try. to fall, to get back up, and to try again. You must understand that failure is not a sign to quit. It is a sign to keep going. Most people give up too soon. They stop when it gets hard. They quit after 1 or 2 failures. And then they wonder why they never succeed. It is because they did not push through. They did not keep going long enough to see the results. But you do not have to be like most people. You can be different. You can decide right now that failure will not stop you. That no matter how many times you fall, you will get back up. That no matter how many times you make a mistake, you will learn from it. Success is not about never failing. It is about never giving up. It is about using every failure as fuel to keep pushing forward. It is about understanding that every setback is just part of the journey. So from now on, when you fail, do not see it as the end. See it as the beginning. See it as a chance to grow, to improve, to get better. Ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I use this to be stronger? And then get back to work. Because the only way you will fail is if you stop trying. The only way you will lose is if you quit. But if you keep going, if you keep pushing forward, if you refuse to give up, nothing can stop you. So decide right now. Make a commitment to yourself. No matter how many times you fall, you will get back up. No matter how many mistakes you make, you will learn from them. No matter how hard it gets, you will keep pushing forward. Because failure is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. And if you use it the right way, it will take you exactly where you want to go. Number 9, break limiting beliefs and think bigger than ever before. The first thing you need to understand about breaking limiting beliefs is that you've got them, and the sooner you admit it, the sooner you can do something about it. We all have them. We all have beliefs that hold us back from achieving our true potential. And what's even more frustrating is that many of those beliefs are not even ours to begin with. They're beliefs we've inherited, beliefs we've picked up along the way from our families, our friends, society, or even from experiences we've had that have convinced us we're not capable of more. But here's the truth. You are capable of so much more than you think. Your mind has been conditioned to think a certain way, to believe certain things about what you can or cannot do. But the reality is that those beliefs can be changed. The only thing holding you back from achieving greater success, greater happiness, greater fulfillment is the way you think. And the good news is, you can change the way you think. First, let's talk about what limiting beliefs really are. They are the beliefs that keep you small. They tell you that you can't do something, that you're not good enough, that it's too late, or that success is only for certain people. Limiting beliefs come in many forms, and they all have the same outcome. They prevent you from taking action, from reaching for more, from even believing that more is possible. Think about it. If you believe you're not good enough, if you believe you don't deserve success, if you believe it's too late to change your life, you'll never take the necessary steps to make things happen. You'll hold yourself back. And that's the problem. It's not that you lack the skills, the resources, or the talent. It's that you're letting these beliefs control your behavior and your actions. You must start by recognizing these beliefs for what they are. When you feel yourself doubting your ability, when you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, or this is too much for me, stop. That thought is a limiting belief. And if you let it, that thought will hold you back from achieving your full potential. So how do you break these limiting beliefs? How do you overcome the thoughts that are stopping you from thinking bigger and achieving more? The first step is to become aware of them. Be honest with yourself. Take an honest inventory of the beliefs you hold about yourself and your potential. Where are you limiting yourself? Where are you holding back? Once you're aware of these limiting beliefs, it's time to challenge them. And this is where it gets interesting. Because the beliefs you have about yourself are not facts. They are just thoughts. And thoughts can be changed. To break a limiting belief, you need to ask yourself, is this belief true? Really ask yourself that question. Is it really true that I can't succeed? Is it really true that I'm not good enough? Is it really true that I don't deserve success? Once you start questioning these beliefs, you'll start to see just how false they are. Here's what I want you to understand. Beliefs are nothing more than repeated thoughts. They're thoughts that you've accepted as truth over time. But just because you've believed something for a long time doesn't mean it's true. You have the power to change those beliefs. You have the power to choose to think differently. Think about all the things that people have accomplished throughout history. Think about the people who have broken barriers, who have overcome incredible odds, and who have changed the world. What makes them different from you? Why should they be the ones who succeed and not you? What makes them capable of greatness? The difference is that they didn't let limiting beliefs stop them. They didn't let fear or doubt control their actions. They decided to think bigger. So how do you start thinking bigger? How do you start breaking free from the small thinking that's been holding you back? The first thing you need to do is change your mindset. Start by shifting your focus from what you don't have to what you can do. Start focusing on your strengths, your potential, and your ability to learn and grow. You have more potential inside you than you can possibly imagine. Your mind is a powerful tool, and it can work for you or against you. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, that you're not good enough, or that you're not capable of success, you'll never move forward. But if you start telling yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you are capable of achieving greatness, you'll begin to see your life change. Start setting bigger goals. Stop thinking about what you think is possible, and start thinking about what you want to achieve. Don't worry about how you'll get there right now. Just set the goal. Make it big. Make it exciting. Make it something that excites you and challenges you. Because when you set big goals, you'll push yourself further than you ever thought possible. Now I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, what if I fail? That's a limiting belief right there. The truth is, failure is part of the process. Failure is not the end. It's not something to be afraid of. It's a lesson. Every successful person has failed. They've failed multiple times, but they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as a stepping stone to success. So, if you're going to think bigger, if you're going to break your limiting beliefs, you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. You have to be willing to take risks. And if you fail, that's okay, because you'll learn from it, you'll grow from it, and you'll become better because of it. To think bigger, you also have to surround yourself with people who think bigger. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, if you want to think bigger, if you want to break your limiting beliefs, surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you, and who push you to be your best. Find people who are already thinking bigger than you are, people who are already doing the things you want to do, and learn from them. Let their success motivate you. The people you spend time with are a reflection of your own mindset. If you're hanging around people who are negative, who think small, who don't believe in themselves or their potential, it will be hard for you to think bigger. But if you surround yourself with people who think big, who are ambitious, who are doing the things you want to do, it will be easier for you to break free from your own limiting beliefs. Finally, when you think bigger, you have to take massive action. Thinking bigger is one thing, but doing something about it is another. Don't just think about your goals. Don't just dream about them. Take action every single day. Even if it's small steps, even if it's just a little bit of progress every day, take action. Because thinking bigger is not just about having big dreams. It's about taking the necessary steps to make those dreams a reality. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for everything to line up perfectly. Just take action. Break free from the limitations in your mind and start doing the work. You'll be amazed at how quickly things start to change when you take action. This is your life. You get to choose the beliefs you carry. You get to choose the goals you set. You get to choose the actions you take. If you want to break your limiting beliefs and think bigger, it starts with you. It starts with your decision to change. It starts with your decision to stop thinking small and to start thinking bigger than ever before. The only limit to what you can achieve is the limit you put on yourself. The only thing standing in your way is your own beliefs. So break them, think bigger, take action, and watch your life transform. You have everything you need to succeed. All you have to do is believe it, take action, and never stop.
Number 10. Create unstoppable momentum and never settle for average. You have something inside of you that's bigger than anything you've been told.
There's potential inside you, a kind of drive and power that can take you to places you've only dreamed of. But there's a problem. Most people never tap into this potential. Most people never unlock their real power because they get comfortable. They settle. They do just enough. They don't push themselves. They don't create momentum. And as a result, they stay stuck. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to settle. You don't have to accept being average. You don't have to accept living a life that doesn't excite you, that doesn't push you to be better every single day. You have the power to create something greater for yourself. You have the ability to create unstoppable momentum in your life, to break free from average, and reach heights you never thought possible. The first step to creating momentum is to understand that momentum isn't something that just happens on its own. It's something you have to create. It's something that requires consistent effort, action, and a strong commitment to never settle. It's about deciding right now that you're going to do whatever it takes to move forward, no matter the challenges or setbacks. Momentum is about building small wins every single day. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's not about hoping that everything will line up perfectly for you. It's about showing up, taking action, and getting things done, even when it's hard. The more you do, the more momentum you create. And as you build momentum, you'll begin to notice something incredible happening. Things that once felt difficult start to feel easier. Tasks that seemed impossible now seem possible. You'll find yourself making progress faster than ever before. But this isn't something that will happen overnight. It's not something that will happen just because you wish for it or hope for it. It's something that requires consistent effort and focus. You've got to commit to showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard. The more you do this, the stronger your momentum becomes, and the easier it will be to keep pushing forward. Most people settle for average because they're not willing to push themselves through the hard parts. They want things to be easy. They want immediate results, but the truth is, real success doesn't come from taking the easy route. It comes from putting in the work, even when it feels uncomfortable. It comes from making the decision every day to get better, even when no one is watching. When you settle for average, you're telling yourself that you're okay with being less than what you're capable of, and you're telling the world that you don't believe in your potential. But when you refuse to settle, when you decide that average is no longer good enough for you, that's when everything changes. That's when you start to break free from the chains that have been holding you back, and you start to move forward with purpose and momentum. Now let's talk about what happens when you create unstoppable momentum in your life. First, you start to build confidence. When you start taking action and seeing progress, you begin to believe in yourself more and more. You start to believe that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. And that belief is what fuels the momentum. As you build momentum, you'll also start to see opportunities that you never saw before. You'll begin to notice things that are in alignment with your goals and dreams. When you're in motion, when you're actively pursuing something, the world seems to open up in ways you never imagined. Opportunities will come to you because you're out there moving, taking action, and showing the world that you're serious about your success. Another incredible thing about momentum is that it becomes a snowball effect. The more you achieve, the more you want to achieve. The more success you experience, the more success you'll attract. You'll start to see the results of your hard work, and that will fuel your desire to keep going. And this is when you'll realize something very powerful. Momentum is the key to unlocking unlimited growth. It's the key to breaking free from the limits you've placed on yourself. But here's the thing, you cannot create momentum if you're constantly waiting for the perfect circumstances. You can't wait for everything to be right before you take action. The perfect time will never come. There will always be challenges. There will always be obstacles. And if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll never take action. Momentum starts with the decision to move, to take that first step. Even when you don't know exactly where it's going to lead, you've got to take the first step. Then you take the second step, and then the third. Each step builds on the last. The more steps you take, the more momentum you create. And soon you'll find yourself moving forward with unstoppable force. And here's something else I want you to realize. You're never too far behind to start. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your past looks like. If you're still breathing, it's not too late to create momentum in your life. It's never too late to make a change, to start doing the work, to start pushing forward. And when you start, you'll be amazed at how quickly things begin to shift. The momentum you create today will carry you further than you ever thought possible. Now I know that building momentum isn't always easy. There will be days when you feel like quitting, days when you feel like the work you're putting in isn't paying off. But that's when you've got to dig deeper. That's when you've got to remind yourself that the path to success is never a straight line. There are ups and downs, twists and turns, but it's all part of the process. If you're going to create unstoppable momentum, you've got to learn to embrace the challenges. You've got to learn to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. Every challenge you face, every setback you experience, is an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to push yourself harder, to grow stronger, to learn more. And when you approach challenges with that mindset, you'll find that nothing can stop you. Remember, momentum is created by action. It's created by the decision to keep moving forward, no matter what. And when you refuse to settle, when you commit to pushing yourself beyond average, that's when you'll start to see extraordinary results in your life. That's when you'll start to see everything you've ever wanted coming to you. Because you've been doing the work, you've been taking the steps, and you've been creating unstoppable momentum. So ask yourself, what do you want to create in your life? What kind of momentum do you want to build? Are you willing to put in the work every day, even when it's hard? Are you willing to refuse to settle for anything less than the life you deserve? If you are, then start today. Take the first step, commit to building momentum, and watch how your life transforms. Because when you create unstoppable momentum and refuse to settle for average, you're not just changing your future, you're changing your life. And that's a decision you have the power to make today. Now go out there and make it happen.